Debbie again on the call, Tiffany. By the way, Joe Vero down in South Florida did a TikTok and he got a $1.5 million cash buyer. Yeah, and he closed that. He closed that in either February or early March. So from TikTok. So I don't know. TikTok works. So there's some people doing it and it's working. So whatever it is, hey, do it. So this morning we're going to do a 5-week series of the 5 job descriptions of a realtor, right? And today I invited Curtis and Debbie, and they were like, oh man, we can't wait. We're excited. They only have till 9 o'clock. So I got to dig in quickly with them. Okay. They have the hard 9, boom, they're going. So say bye to them now, because they're just going to click off at that time. All right. So we're going to talk about lead generation today. It is the #1 job of a realtor. And here's what lead generation is. Lead generation is the process of generating consumer interest for a product or service with the goal of turning that interest into a sale. We're in the real estate sales business. If you're not asking for business, you will not get it. So I'm going to put this up here real quick. LG, can you see that okay? There was, I think it was Seth Campbell or one of those guys that did this one day, and I was like, oh my gosh, that's brilliant. Lead generation, if you do it at a high level or even a low level, mediocre level, lead generation will equal a good life. Lead generation will equal a good life if you choose to do it. You have a choice. We all have choices, but we choose not to because we're uncomfortable. So today, I wanted to get into conversation about lead generation with 2 of the top coaches. By the way, they were one of the top coaches with MAPS coaching. They were bold coaches. They coach one-on-one. They coach companies. They coach businesses. So every business has to lead generate, regardless of real estate. Okay, whether it's a loan officer, whether it's a mortgage company, it doesn't matter. We all have to lead generate. Hair salon, tanning salon, gyms, they're all lead generating. So good morning, Curtis and Debbie, and thank you for being here. I know your time is limited. I wanted to open up and ask the question, what is the #1 job of a realtor or in real estate, and why is that so important? And what are some of the thoughts and ideas behind it?
Great question. Well, here, I'm just going to give you my 2 cents. We're all in sales. I don't care what you do. We're all in sales, whether, as a parent, you're in sales, selling your kid on why he should eat his meal, there's 100 different things, right? And yet we're all in sales, and that really is lead generation. And Deb and I have been talking about it quite a bit. And the other day, and I'll let her get into it too and give her take on it. Look, we were part of a mastermind with some top coaches and had a lot of conversation with leaders throughout the country. And one of the things that we talked about the 6 things that you got to master for 2022 and beyond. Because of the market that we're in, the environment we're in, we see it's all changing and so on and so forth. And obviously, number 2 was lead generation, right? And that's what we talked about. You have to master it. And not only is it about the lead generation, but we also got into conversion and we got into nurturing as well. Whereas, as real estate agents, we're always looking for that. And I know this doesn't necessarily answer your question, but very passionate about this because Deb and I can't stop talking about it. The new environment and world that we're in is lead generating and nurturing, and then having the ability to convert it down the road. We're all looking for that right here, right now business. And, so we tend to just do enough of that and then just live in our pipeline, and we don't continue to build and build and build and build. And so it's vitally important, right? And at a large scale, especially right this very second and going forward. So anyway, I know that didn't necessarily answer your question. I'm going to let Deb jump on it, but I wanted to get that out there. quickly, and for lack of time, because it's been a huge topic that we've had, again, with leaders throughout the country, the people that we're talking to, and of course, the coaches that we talk to as well. So anyway, go ahead, Deb.
Super. Hey, everybody. I'm so excited to be here. Do you know, Curtis, you and I probably talk about lead gen more than any other topic. Like, it's something that we talk about daily with each other and weekly and monthly. And we're always, always, always coming back to it. And what we've really kind of, I think the conversation has kind of switched over, like, since the beginning of the year, from the lead gen to more of, we believe that most people, when they hear lead gen, are thinking about, where do I get business today? Which is amazing. That's exactly what you should be thinking. And I know, Tom, this is a series and you're going to be talking about it next week, but we think going into this wonky year, the last 2 years, all our business has fallen in our lap. All of it, everybody, all of us, we could walk down the street, people would ask us to buy. Listen, I don't sell real estate. I closed 12 transactions in the last year because my pipeline, my database called me and I said, no, I'm coaching full time. I don't have time to work with you. Let me refer you to somebody else. They're like, no, we'll wait for you. Nights, weekends, mornings, early. If we don't see a house, we don't care. It wasn't meant for us. Like, I closed 12. I don't do real estate. I don't lead gen. They came to me, by the way, last year, 2. Right? But in this last year, all this business fell in my lap. So we've lost that skill of lead gen. And we're always thinking about that right now business. And we both really think that over the next year, lead gen is going to be super critical to whether you stay in the business or not, right? It's going to be critical. Master it now so that you're here a year from now. It's not only that, but it's also, Tom, what you're going to talk about next week. We got to get really good at future business, right? We're lead genning today for people that say list now, yes, but do we have that good? And I know I'm jumping ahead and stealing your thunder.
No, go.
Do we have that system, that stellar system of follow-up? Because I'm not looking just for right now business. I'm looking for who wants to say yes today. Oh, you want to say yes tomorrow? Okay, I'm going to get you. I'm capturing you. You're coming into my world and I am not going to let you go. And that skill is really going to be critical because you're going to run across people, sellers particularly, that say, no, I don't want to sell now, but I want to sell in 6 months. You have to get maniacal. That's lead gen. You got to get maniacal about capturing that person and keeping that person and potentially helping that person see that it might not be good to wait 6 months. Sorry, I went a little rant.
No.
Curtis and I rant about lead gen like weekly about this topic.
And you know, and while we say the word lead gen and initially we all think, oh my gosh, that means I got to pick up the phone, I got to smile and dial. Yes, we're talking about that, but in addition to that, we're talking about all of the marketing you're doing, all of the things you do with your database, all of that stuff. So that's all lead gen, and we have to start looking at it differently. We have to start sharing a different message. And then once we get them into our web or our world or whatever, we have to do a better job of holding on to them, just like Deb said, and continuing to market to them so that they don't go anywhere. This is how you win and beat, you get it, the tech company, you've heard it before, right? The tech companies, everybody that's vying for your piece or your client or the same client that you are. So we're talking about all of the things when it comes to lead gen, not just picking up the telephone, although that's a tremendous amount or part of it.
Hey, Curtis, would you agree when Debbie said, I didn't reach out to anybody, I didn't lead gen and I got 12 sales, but there's something that she didn't say in there. And that was at one time, Debbie used to lead gen and built a database, right? And it's just falling in her lap. It's not falling in her lap. It's the activities that was done years ago. And that is what's creating it, right? So
yeah. No, go ahead.
I wanted to kind of do this funnel real quick. And the funnel is the now business at the very bottom. But if you put a bunch of dots in here, right? These dots are leads, right? Now these leads are people, right? So if you think about lead generation as a bad word for yourself, think about collecting names, collecting people's names and emails and phone numbers. However you do it, right? Whether it's from phone calls, open houses, door knocking, your hair salon, your neighbors, your schools, activities, commerce, chamber of commerce, whatever it is, you put them into the funnel and they go into the database, which creates the now business. And that's what Debbie's been getting. She's got a funnel of lead generation from the years that she's done it, and it's creating now business that she's like, I'm not in sales, I'm coaching. And yet has an opportunity to still make almost $200,000 or more from things just falling into her lap. Who wants that? Who wants
And oh, by the way, every single one, I tried to refer out all the buyers. Every single one said, no, we'll wait for you. And that is absolutely the effort that I did, demonstrating value, keeping connected with them, showing my expertise to them. Some of them, one of them was an agent that I tried to recruit in 2013 that ended up not activating her license and not getting into real estate, but I became friends with her right away, kept her in my database, communicated with her periodically, calls me out of the blue, and she goes, I don't know if you remember me. I'm like, we're friends on Facebook, and I tried to recruit you to real estate. She's like, yeah, my husband and I want to sell our house. And you so impressed me when I met you. And the fact that I've seen all your content over these years, that I want you to sell my husband's house. I hadn't talked to her since 2013, but I liked her stuff on Facebook. I interacted with her. I kept her in my database. I emailed her stuff, and she remembered.
Now, I like what you just said, Debbie, because I want everyone to understand there's a lot of real estate agents that got out of the business, right? We closed on a $650,000 condo yesterday from an agent I brought on that was brand new, he was just retired, and he goes, yeah, he called me and said, hey, are you still selling real estate? I said, my wife is. He goes, great, she's better than you anyway. I'll just come and list this for $650,000. Again, it was an agent that I brought in, and it's because he's still in the database. Now, I got a question to ask you both, and I just want to kind of see what your thought process is on this. We have an inventory shortage, so to speak, people are saying, right? Here's my thought process. And when I talk to top agents around the country, that it just doesn't seem like it's a shortage of inventory for them, right? And I always question going, one person's complaining about no inventory, the other person's going, I got tons of inventory. So I think what's happened in the last 10 years or so, Zillow and Realtor.com has programmed the realtor to go buy leads for me, and you will have a ton of business. And what happened was the brokers said, yeah, go buy leads to make it easy for them to do production. But the number one thing that they missed an opportunity on is how to have the fundamentals and the foundation of building a business through inventory of lead generation, right? They're on the lead receiving side. Yeah, they got all the buyers, but now they have lack of inventory. Had they focused more on their database, they would be creating more inventory from what they sold from Zillow and Realtor.com previously.
Yes, and what I've noticed from the conversations that I've had, people aren't talking to enough people. And so what I mean by that is I've got, agents that I talk to, and I say, well, how many hot buyers do you have? And they'll say, well, I've got, 5 or 6. And hot buyer, and by hot buyer, I mean, somebody that's, writing an offer right this very second, right? Like the cash is ready to go, or their mortgage financing or whatever, they're ready to go. Thing is, that's not enough. It's not enough. Because if I can run around with these 5 buyers, and that's all I have in my pipeline. I can run around with them trying to, put offers together and stuff like that. But let's do some quick math. So I go and this particular client finds a house to purchase, and we write an offer, and I do the best job I can, and 10 offers come in on that property. What are the odds I get that deal? It's 10 to 1. right? It's 10 to 1 that they get that house. And so I need more people in my pipeline. I need more hot buyers than 5. I need like 20 hot buyers that are willing to write offers in order for me to play the numbers, because it is a numbers game, right? It is a numbers game. So we're not, not only to your point, talking and chasing down leads and doing the lead generation, but we're just living in our pipeline and we're not adding anybody. We're not adding people. When you go to the funnel that I can see right there on top, we're not doing enough of putting the people in the funnel to squeeze enough out the bottom. Like we're just not. We're living at that bottom quarter of the funnel, and we've got just a handful of people in there, and we're trying to squeeze juice out of that. And we need to put more people in, which means we've got to do the lead gen. It means we've got to do the enhanced marketing. It means we've got to do golden letters. It means that I've got to get up and do some circle prospecting, adding people to my funnel, and having more people that I'm in conversation with that I can move forward. Because I can have 5 or 6, but if I can't get them under contract, whatever, they can be the hottest buyers in the world. Therein lies the difference between people complaining about the inventory shortage or not the inventory shortage.
Yeah.
Hey, Curtis, the team that you coach that's doing well over 100 million in sales, does the team lead complain about inventory shortage?
No.
Why?
Because they have
20 buyers.
People. Yeah, they got shit tons of leads. That's why.
And and the other thing is there's great letters that are in no matter what real estate company you're with on this call, we have 81, no matter what real estate company you're with, they have marketing pieces, right? And I was reading a marketing piece yesterday, and I shared it with one of the agents that I coach. I said, if you're struggling to get more inventory, send out this letter to the entire community for your buyers. And it's basically a low inventory letter saying, are you willing to accept an offer in this market? So that's another source without making a phone call of sending out a piece of mail, a postcard, a letter. Even if you handwrite letters and make it very personalized, it's an opportunity, right? And if they say, and if your buyer's not interested, now you got an opportunity to sit in front of them for a listing presentation.
I am in all the lead gen Facebook groups, right? From forever, been in there since I was a team leader. And people are always talking about the inventory and talking about stuff like 2 things. I want to talk about that, but then I want to take it back to what you were talking about, the pipeline and putting people in the top. My favorite thing, people say like, where can I find sellers? And here's my response. Oh my God, I just discovered a lead source with sellers that nobody's calling. And like a whole bunch of them want to sell in the next year. And don't tell anybody, but it's free. It's in your phone. Tom, all 3 of us were team leaders for a long time. We all know the conversion of the number of people that we know that are going to buy and sell in the next 12 months. Now, you could say it's 6%, 10%, it doesn't matter. Let's be conservative and say it's 5%, which means if 100 people are in your phone, 5 of them are going to sell or buy or both in the next year. 5. Do you know who they are? Are they in your triangle? And are you nurturing them till you're ready? Now, most of us, the average person knows 250 people. I would argue in our digital world that none of you have less than 250 people in your phone. And I'm talking about the pizza restaurant, because the owner of the pizza restaurant is going to buy or sell in the next, right? And he knows people that are going to buy or sell in the next 12 months. If you spent the next year nailing down, and I hear what you're saying, but I don't know what to say to the people I know. Great. Get good at it. Find a way to get better at it. Find a way to suck at it and start making calls and see if you can get them to talk about real estate. Make that a practice. If we spent the next year in our phone, most of us would have a multi-$100,000 business. If not this year, next year or the year after. And that's why I closed 12 this year, because everybody in my phone knows I sell real estate. Everybody knows it.
So, Deb, we can always talk about it and really deliver it and talk about testimonials and everything else, right? We have 83 people on here, and we got 5 minutes left. I would like someone to share within a minute or so that Debbie and Curtis can interact with you. What was your success this year for listings? If you've generated some listings this year, what was it you did, and tell us about it so it would be valuable to others? And I'd love to have Curtis and Debbie hear that. Anybody want to share? Because we have 84 people or 60, it's 84. So would someone like to share?
Hey, Tom, before you just do that, just quickly, this conversation hasn't changed in 45 years. The only numbers have changed. It went from 20% of the agents listening to this stuff, doing it, down to about 12% of the agents doing it. Coach Debbie and Curtis, please put your contact in the chat.
I'm doing it.
Guys, you know what? Tom was on here yesterday. He gave us icon coaching. Yesterday, Tom, I saw your post. I counted them up. 5 people signed up for the icon coaching. When I begged them, I said, can you change $199 for $10,000? Only what percentage showed up? 10%. Numbers haven't changed. Guys, please listen to these people. This conversation hasn't changed in 45 years. The only thing that's changed is less people are doing it. Please, 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 for your family's sake. Guys, put your contact in there and your coaching services. Tom does coaching services. I have 3 coaches. So come on, step it up. Thank you, guys.
Hey, Fred, I want to piggyback off of that while Debbie and Curtis is still on. I want to unveil this. We do have a good amount of people here. Debbie and Curtis are rolling out their group coaching program that is going to make an impact in your business like you couldn't even imagine. Now, we're talking about 2 of the highest level coaches within the Keller Williams system that coached thousands and thousands of people in group coaching settings as well. They're going to be rolling this out, and we're happy to present it. And as soon as it comes out, it is going to be hot. Okay, there's going to be limited to 100 people. We want to get 100 people in. And the reason we want the 100 is because we can have a better mastermind together in the group coaching. And I'm going to let them roll that out of what it's actually going to look like. I'm here to support that. Fred, and not all of us can afford a one-on-one coach. But how amazing would it be if there was a 6-week, 4-week, 1-week group coaching mastermind program that's going to massively impact your business?
Tom, there's nothing worse than a preacher that stands up and preaches to the choir that's attending. And I'm preaching not to the 10% of you that signed up yesterday for the icon coaching. One click of my mouse, I watched one video on that icon coaching about recruiting yesterday. It was worth the total $600 I'm going to invest in it. And that's not a monthly commitment. It's 100. I mean, I'm really frustrated with 90% of you. And I'm just saying that from the bottom of my heart. Either get in the business or get the hell out of the business. You got people like Tom pouring their heart out. You got people like George pouring their heart. You got Debbie and Curtis on here pouring their heart out to you. There's 90% of you. You've got to make a decision. Either you're going to invest in your business and treat it like a business, or get out of the way. Lead, follow, or get out of the way. And when I say get out of the way, don't stop running your business and join a Paul Saperstein, join a Tom. Say, hey, look, I'll give you, take 50% of my commission and hire one of us as your broker, right? But either get in, lead, follow, or get out of the way. Follow what they're saying, or lead the pack. I mean, I'm my frustration level with 90% of you up here.
Hey,
I'm
Fred,
saying that out of love.
Fred, I just got to give them 1 minute because they got to make a hard stop at 9. And I see the compassion in your heart, because I do this. I don't get paid to do this every Friday commitment. I'm here for you guys. So Debbie, Curtis, last minute, whatever. Because we're he's like, I love it.
Go ahead, Deb, if you're ready.
Yeah, I mean, Fred, I feel you, man. That's the way Curtis and I feel every day. And we yell at each other about our passion for this business. It's not rocket science. Here's the thing. Everyone on this call knows exactly what they need to do. Everyone knows. Everyone knows. You might have skill challenges. You might have other challenges, tech challenges or whatever, but everyone, it's not rocket science. If you can figure out how to talk to 20 people a day to be successful, you would make all the money to your heart's content. I get it. Do you know why I have a coach? Because I don't do the things I know I'm supposed to do, even though I know what I'm supposed to do. So the idea is if you're not doing what you know you need to do, then get into an environment that will help you, push you, or sit on you to make you do it, because you deserve it. Your family deserves it. Your $1 million business deserves it. You deserve it. And if it's not working now, do something different. Do something different. You are worth it. Your family, the people that you love is worth it. Your dreams are worth it. And if it's not working, do something different.
And Debbie, the day is April Fool's Day, and there's no greater day to make a commitment to yourself. Stop being a fool. You're being a fool because you are seeing what your belief system is, not what's real. And this is the day to make a commitment. Stop being foolish. 90% of you, stop being foolish. And again, lead, follower, get out of the way. When I say get out of the way, don't do the business. Go team up with the Claire. Say, hey, Claire, listen, I don't want to do all this. I don't want to do all this. I'm going to give you 50% of my commission. I just want to be on a team. Just tell me what to do, when to do it, how to do it. And there's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with that. Paul, I saw him on the call. He may have got off. That's how he started with me for his first 3 years, 50-50. And he got going. And then he wants more and more and more. And he grew this big business, right? So there's nothing wrong with following, but choose, lead, follow, or get out of the way. Okay. And when I say get out your own way and then join a team or something and be the best 50% earner that you can be.
So I want to say thank you, Fred. I want to say thank you, Curtis and Debbie. I know it's right at 9:02. If there's anything last minute you would love to say, I know you got to get off, and I appreciate you guys taking your time to get on here today. And I want to carry on.
Yeah, I'll just be 2 seconds. So I think you got to ask yourself the difference between am I committed or am I just interested in real estate? Am I committed to real estate or interested in real estate? Because a committed person will take different actions than an interested person will. So ask yourselves that, but here's the deal. So yes, we have a group coaching program we put together. It's going to be 4 weeks. It's going to be 2 hours a day, twice a week. It's going to get down and dirty, and we're going to talk about all the things, meaning sales, marketing, all of that stuff, and what it looks like to survive in this market today and every market going forward. Anyway, that's all I got. We'll give you more information later. I got to roll. I appreciate you all letting me be here, and Deb too. I'll see you guys later.
Thank y'all. Love you.
Bye-bye.
Go kill it today.
Bye-bye. Hey, thank you guys for being here. I want to open it up to the agents on the call. I would love for them to share their story of success of inventory year to date. What did you do? How many listings have you gotten? And just share with us what you have done that's been successful so others can hear what you're doing that may be an opportunity for them to do. Because if I say, oh, I got these listings, blah, blah, and I did this and it fell in my lap, that's not helping you right there. That's just telling you the database will eventually bring it. So anybody want to share with us how they've gotten their listings this year and what how did it come about and, what was the success behind it? I will stay quiet too. Ready?
Leads. Talk about leads. Hey, Chris Dove, are you still there? Chris Dove. We were talking about lead gen, right? And the other thing is that you don't see. Chris, you there? Anyway, Chris is just on a contract on $1.7 million general store triple net lease. She didn't even know what triple net lease meant when she joined us a couple months ago. And so when I met her, I said, all you could do this. You think commercial? Oh, I don't know how to do commercial. I said, put your antennas up. Sure enough, as soon as she put her antennas up, she found as a customer that residential that said, hey, I want to invest in triple net leases. She called me and said, what's a triple net lease? I said, Google it. But anyway, there's all kind of stuff out there, guys. There's all kind of ways to lead generate. You're in the real estate business. Spend your life on YouTube and learn your trade. It's important.
Joey, thank you, Fred. Joey. So
hey,
I've been seeing your posts, man, and and proud of you up there in that New England area. Plus the weather's breaking. Congratulations, because we've been hot as heck down here the whole time while you guys have been freezing up there in the snow. No, I'm just kidding. Go ahead. What have you done this year to date that has helped you achieve listings, and share with us the success behind it so we can all learn from that?
Yeah, so I closed 3 buyers this year, and I have 2 listings already. One of which I got door knocking, believe it or not, in my old neighborhood. I just walked around with a bunch of flyers saying, "Hey, this is what we got going on in the area. You may or may not be thinking about selling in the future, but I'd appreciate if you kept my information. Let me know, or reach out, or if I could get your email, I can share some information for you about market stats, so you get a chance to look at all the houses when they come up, for sale." And I got a lady. She goes, "Actually, we've been thinking about selling." She was like, I can't talk right now because I'm actually working remote. Everyone's working remote from home, right? So, so I said, all right. She gave me a call back the next day, sent me an email. I went over there, did the listing presentation, got the 6% commission, and I double-ended it because I ended up selling them a $450,000 home. So that was right there. So that was 2 transactions from knocking 20 doors. Now the weather is cold, so I didn't get to really do much of that. But now it's breaking, so I'm going to be out there doing that. And then I got a referral. So one of my listings was off a referral, but still $550,000 listing. They're relocating, but I'm circle prospecting the area. So I'm hammering the phones. I pulled 300 of the direct homes in the area, and I'm calling people, day in and day out. And hopefully I can get something out of that. Everybody that seems somewhat interested, when I say somewhat interested, maybe in 6 months, a year, 2 years, I'm taking them from the Red X and I'm putting them in KV Core and I'm putting them on a drip campaign.
A referral and a lead gen by door knocking. Amazing. Liz.
Hey guys, good morning. So this year, as you guys know, I just switched to EXP a few months ago, back in November, and I was primarily on the buyer side, and I am working my business to transition more into listings. So this year I received 2 listings. One was from my previous neighbor. They are in a divorce. So that one listing is actually turning into 3 transactions because I am not only listing their property, I am actually helping both of both sellers. It's a divorce situation, nasty, but helping them buy property that's going to be about $1.3 million, $1.4 million in volume total after everything. And that was just because I continued to follow up with them. I would reach out to them on a monthly basis, like, hey guys, just checking in, hope all is well, commenting on Facebook, and just really staying engaged and being very much involved in their lives. And out of nowhere, one day she reached out to me and said, Liz, it's a nasty situation, but we want to sell. And I'm super excited about that one. And the other one was a referral that I got from a previous agent. Just social media, guys, for me. And it was just being a great co-broke, and that co-broke referred me this agent. So it's like what Tom always preaches to us, what we hear on these calls every day, is not only being a good agent to ourselves, but being a great agent on the other side. So that's where we are.
Congratulations, Liz. So far we got 3 listings from referrals, 1 from door knocking. Karen.
Okay, sorry for the road noise, but all these testimonials are wonderful. And to give mine a little bit, I was kind of living year to year, happy, not really doing everything I knew I was supposed to be doing, Fred. So you're totally right. And just implementing maybe 10-15% of what George taught me the first year I was with EXP, I doubled my income the next year. And it was just keeping in touch with people. You're right, your phone is your gold mine. Calling people you haven't talked to in a while, calling old customers if you've been in the business a while. We can all learn from this. It's not just the new agents learning from this. All the experienced agents, get in touch with your previous customers. The worst thing in the world is to hear back from a customer who bought 7 years ago and they call and say, I'm ready to buy again, and you haven't called them. That is the worst feeling in the world. So stay in touch with people, even if you don't have a whole list of previous customers. One of the ways I'm training or mentoring my new agents is to, door knock in their neighborhood or go to IMAP and get a list of everyone who's bought in the neighborhood like over 5 years ago. Send them something, go take them something, call them if you can get their phone numbers, And it's not just over 5 years ago. My next door neighbor just this year came over and said, I know I only bought less than 2 years ago, but we're getting a divorce. So just meeting your neighbors, just do it.
So staying in contact with people you know. Letty, I love the sharing here because it's helping others. And, the last thing you guys always want to hear is me and the George and everybody else preaching. But come on, you guys are so valuable to us to learn. Letty, go ahead. You were next.
Hi, good morning. Well, for me, two main listings has been open houses and keeping in touch with my contacts. But I have one that is really special. I don't know if you heard this story, Tom, from Mateo, but we closed it last week. I'm big in events. I like community events, so I always buy in tables in places. So in October, we went to a Halloween event in downtown Kissimmee, and we were giving away candy. Mateo, it was just Mateo and I. He brought me to EXP. It was, I wouldn't say fun, but it was miserable. We were attacked for like hundreds and hundreds of kids. They want candy. Nobody wanted our business cards. Nobody cared for anything. They just wanted candy. So at the end, we were like so tired. So like this was a failure. We were exhausted. I took my kids with me and we were like, let's go home. Then it rained, we get wet. It was horrible. At the end, we were wrapping up when a couple of two guys approached us and no, Mateo had left. So they approached me and they said, I own a house in downtown Kissimmee and I need to sell because we are moving to Hawaii. And would you do a listing presentation? So I did, I got the listing. And then after several offers, it was like, I think I listed for $399,000 that week. And after multiple offers, we were about to accept one when Mateo said, wait, I have a buyer that wants to buy the house. So they accept his offer. So I got the listing, he got the buyer, we closed, and how amazing this is. You're my sponsor. We worked that miserable event together. We were thinking it was a failure, and then we both got the business. So we were thinking every single thing, even if you think it was a waste of time, it didn't work out, whatever, I think it was a blessing that we were willing to put up the work, and then we closed last week. So we're gonna have a celebration tomorrow.
How much did you spend on the event? How much did you spend on the event, Liddy?
Actually, I got sponsored by the lender, by New American Funding.
Okay.
So I just got rain on, and probably like $50.
So Letty, you guys were at the bottom. It's like, oh, this isn't working. This isn't working. This is horrible. This is horrible. And boom, right? And that's when people quit, is right there. And you guys stuck it through. That's amazing. Frank Hopkins, thank you guys for sharing. Frank. What's up, big guy?
What's up, brother? How are you?
I'm well.
Okay, everything I'm about to tell you is taking action from things I've learned on this call from you and George and Fred. So when you mentioned a few weeks ago, because I've always, focused mostly on flipping houses, and when cash buyers have reached out, it was always to see if I could buy it or flip it. But when you talked about helping them sell for cash to like a hedge fund, especially people who say, hey, I don't want to list, I want to get out of here quick. That's happened twice, where in the last 2 weeks where people reached out, and then we started banging the phone, and instead of me thinking, hey, how am I going to flip this house? Now I'm focused on how can I help them sell to a cash buyer. That's my world. So, I like the quick close and move on. And so because of your discussion on that, I go into another one today over in Lakeland, and I fully expect to help this customer as well. So that'll be 3 in the last 17 days, from a shift in thinking from, hey, I got to buy this myself, to, hey, let me help them sell it. And it's the easiest shift in mindset imaginable. I can't believe how easy it's been to do this, because it's, how I tend to think anyway, except instead of me buying it, helping them sell to somebody else in a similar situation. Second is AM cards. So now after I meet one of these people, these customers, I'll send them a card from AM. Sometimes I send them brownies as well. And I like the personalization of doing that. So that was, I do a lot of handwriting cards or whatever, but being able to customize them, and I like some of the things that they say on them, et cetera. It helped us, a lady, a nurse up in Leesburg, who same deal, wanted to sell for cash, but house needed nothing, and a beautiful home. She needed to sell to a cash buyer that would pay close to retail. So the AM cards is now helping me do that as well. And third is the VA. So now I have a VA that's helping. I can't stand, Tom, being in front of a computer. I'd rather be whipped and hogtied than sitting in front of a computer. So I have a VA that's helping the follow, because I'm good on the initial. I'm good on the call. I'm not afraid to talk to you, but the follow-up has been lacking. And so the VA now is responsible to help us get all that data so that we can start generating business beyond our initial calls. And lastly, this is actually the fourth, RedX. You've been talking about RedX. RedX for FSBOs, man. I love talking to people with FSBOs. I've been a FSBO and I sucked at it, and I'm good in this business. And so that's my world. I can talk to FSBOs all day long. You tell me you're gonna get the most money, you're not, unless you're 1 in 100, and maybe you'll do that. So those 4 things have come from you and George and Fred, and they're making an impact on my business. So grateful for that. And these aren't 180 changes, man. These are small, what I call nickel and dime changes that are bringing deals. But you just got to go do something about what you hear. So thanks for all you guys have given myself and others.
We appreciate you, Frank. Here's the thing about Frank: he takes action, and the things that he doesn't like to do, he leverages it off. So here's the thing: not everybody has the money to leverage things off. Do the things you don't like to do until you don't have to do the things you don't like to do anymore.
Yeah.
Right? Tony, Big T, what's happening, buddy? Where you at?
Hey, good morning, Tom.
You up in Baltimore?
First off, I want to tell you guys this. I am so proud of each and every person that's shared so far, taking out these systems, tools, and models that Mr. Fred and George share these morning meetings. And then at the same time, I'm sad there's so many others of our once and agent partners that are utilizing these tools. Guys, I got a couple things that I've really taken to the high level. Zillow called me for a zip code. They wanted $1,900 for me to share a zip code with someone. So I reached out to Angel 2 months ago, who's my business partner. And I said, Angel, so I work my top 50 guys, and I love funneling new people in, but I'm so busy with my top 50 already that I'm at the point where I don't have to funnel new people into my database, but I had to for 22 years. I had almost 4,000 people in the database at one time. Until I found out who my top 50 advocates were, my walking billboards. So just starting 2 months ago, this is our second month we're mailing them out. I decided to spend $8,400 in marketing on my top 50. I mail them a $10 gift through send out cards. I normally pay a $2 service fee and then $100 for the platform. So for $8,400 a year, we're mailing a $10 gift every month to my top 50. Every single month, they're getting brownies. Tom, I'm going to send a dozen of donuts because I know how much he loves donuts. So I'm going to send them up for his free coaching. But guys, it's just really connecting. They can't
ice
believe
cream.
they're reaching. Yeah, and ice cream. They love it. They love it. They love it. But as Tom said at the beginning, Gary wrote in the book, Red Light, Green Light. Don't spend money until you're making money. But we got to invest the money that we're making. It's not your money. It's revenue to run your business. Part of it is to live and pay taxes, but you got to supplement some of this money and implement it into marketing and customer experience. Now, last but not least, I have 2 deals I'm writing up this week. It's not outside the box thinking, but I actually went out and did it. Down here in South Florida, we have cookie cutter kind of neighborhoods. So I sold one in my neighborhood and I had 11 other contracts on the property. So I reached out to the agents. Obviously, I want to talk to them about real estate because I own a title company. I have a big team here at our company. There's so many ways I can service a real estate agent and do business. But I said, hey, how long have you been looking for this buyer? And 4 of them really stuck out and said, Tony, if you find me another house in that neighborhood, I'll buy it. Today, I'm writing a contract right now for $830,000, getting 6 months free to the seller, Tom, who is a real estate agent. I'm bringing him another agent. The other agent's getting paid 2.5%. He's willing to pay me 1.5% because I was able to get him to sell his house and live there for 6 months. I manufactured a deal with another licensed real estate agent, and I'm listing his property. I'm also doing it. That's countryside estates where I live. Verona Palms, I went over and door knocked. They said, I want an end unit. I have 6 people that want end units. So I went and found one. I'm hoping I find 3 or 4 more because I already have the agents lined up willing to pay well above asking price, and I can write them a contract today. I'm selling one this weekend. We're doing the open house down in Boca for $875,000. It's going to sell for $9 million. I already have one buyer that says, hey, I want an end unit. Yours is a center unit. I need one. Guys, these listings should turn into more listings in the neighborhood. You have agents that have contracts they turned into your property saying, hey, we wanted this and we didn't get it. You literally can sell someone's house without ever having to show it, and you already have the contracts in your hands. So what do you have to do? You have to go get that first listing. How do you do it? Yesterday, I interviewed an agent. I said 1 to 10, 10 being the best. How highly is your business flourishing right now? She said 4. I said, wonderful. What would take it from a 4 to a 10? She said, leads. I said, what else? She says, I need support. I said, what else? We went through 5 or 6 things. I said, but number 1 is leads. Is that really what you need? She said, yes. I said, would you be willing to talk to me once a week to build your business and help you and grow it with you and collaborate with me if I can help you get well over 100 leads today? She said, absolutely. And I want you all to do this right now. Open your telephone and your contacts. Start from the number 1 contact, the letter A, and scroll down. How many contacts are in that list? Well over 100 for most of us. And if not, start saving people's information in your phone. That's your original database. Then I said, wow. She said, wow, I have about 400 people in there. I said, are there anyone in your social media that aren't in your phone? She said, absolutely. I said, if we look there, how many more? Probably another few hundred. Guys, you have all the business you need. You just need to talk to people. You need to have conversations. You need to get systematic, as we were learning today from our coaches who did the call, and touch them so many ways per year. Be in contact, be on social media. When they say I'm having a really tough day, Tom, what's going on, buddy? Anything I can help with? Connect with customers. Constantly contribute to the community through constant contribution, consistent contribution. And people will give you deals. So over the last 18 years, I've known an investor that lives in my neighborhood. He owns about 300 doors and probably 140 unique properties. On Sunday, I was in Baltimore meeting with an agent, little vacation work trip, and he gave me 6 listings. He says, I think I'm going to dump them all. I think I'm going to sell them all, regroup. I think the market may change. Because I've worked with Bruce for 18 years. I get a listing here and there. He always tries to beat me up on commission, whatever, but I've stayed in contact. I've worked with him. You never know when that grand slam's going to come, when that Don King's going to buy real estate from you from a referral as Fred had. Just consistently do the vanilla. Do what you're supposed to do every day. Nothing like, what's his name was saying just now? Not a 360 change, little nickel and dime changes. Prospect, follow up, stay in contact, connect with the community over and over and over. And magic will happen in this business. Tom, am I lying? Over the years, have you had magic happen? You said, how the heck did that come together? It's because you're consistent. Am I lying, Tom?
No, it happens. It happens. Absolutely. Guys, you've heard consistency on this call. It's the lead generation isn't just picking up and calling a for sale by owner. Lead generation is door knocking, is other realtors, is your database, people you know, people in your community. See, lead generation is circle prospecting. Lead generation is letting people know what you do for a living, right? Letting them know, hey, I'm a source to help you sell your home. Frank, you know, he's a resource. Instead of buying the home, he's helping them sell the home, and his commission that he's earning is probably by far about equal. It's probably about equal of his net profit if he bought it and flipped it. So why not take the time to help people get more money, right? And still to be serving our community. See, lead generation is is just getting out there. It's not cold calling like Tom used to do and George used to do. It's not just door knocking. Why is it a blind guy can earn a ton of business? Okay. Why is it a guy with no arms and no legs can make a phone call? Determination and will is the desire to succeed. So those of you who are handicapping yourself, say to yourself, am I truly doing everything I can? Because those of you that say you are, I will challenge you to think differently. Because, you know, if you look at the guy with no arms and no legs, he's just a torso. His name's Nick something. He got on stage waddling up there. He's married to a supermodel with children. He surfs, he skis. You know, here's the thing. Come on. Do you want to be with no arms and no legs? We look at him and feel sorry for him, but we got to learn from him. Not feel sorry for him. This guy's an influence into everyone's life. Determination and will help you succeed if you choose to, and you cannot allow the naysayers to put you down, because the haters are going to do it. Your family's going to do it. Your spouse is going to do it. You have to be, you are the business owner, and you have to run through all of that noise. You know, just like a pilot flying through clouds, they use the instruments. They're visual when it's clear, right? Utilize what you have, which is your ability to communicate, your ability to work with people. Gosh, there's so much business opportunity out there of listings. We just need to get it. All of you that shared today, hopefully the ones who were listening were able to get something from that can help them. Jessica Vasquez does, you know, of what I know of her, she does a lot of social media stuff and podcasts. That's her lead generation, right? I know Susan Cornelius, you know, her lead generation is being active in her community. That's not cold calling, right? Cold calling is for someone like me. I don't care about the other things. I want to just call and, you know, and build the database. So whatever works for you, do it. Open houses, door knocking, getting involved in community, chamber of commerce, whatever it is, you know, schools, getting involved with the, you know, the schools when your kids are in school, being part of a community of the school. Gosh, I mean, there's so many referral opportunities.
She's on the call. Alexandra Phillips, third year agent, first year did diddly squat. Second year did okay. This year she will come close to iconing. Allie, Tom, hear this. Anyone she's ever taken and shown a property as a buyer, she has landed the deal. Every buyer. She's never lost one. I said, Allie, how can that be? She said, well, Tony, it's simple. I tell them that everyone's going after the hot properties right now. I will go through 300 listings that have sat on the market, expired, and I will call them all and find you a property where we don't have to compete against the market. It's insane. Like insane. You know what Allie's doing? She's friggin' working. She's willing to work to get a deal done. So guys, first and foremost, we cannot skip database. If you're skipping database, you're not going to work at the highest potential. But you need to wake up and say, what are my opportunities today? Who do I know that wants to buy a house? And it may be another agent to put a contract. What is the highest dollar producing activity, the highest probability of making the cash register ring today, this week? And go out and think outside the box. You guys have to think. You have to think. And sometimes it's the most creative things. And there's deals that are lucky. There's deals that you work hard. And I believe there's deals that you manufacture. Become a deal manufacturer. Allie has learned to manufacture real estate deals. It's insane what she does. But you know what? Allie says, Tony, I worked at a bar and I made a very good income, about $2,000 a week. I found a way to make $20,000 a week working from home, just working hard. She said, do you know how many drinks I had to serve? How many rude comments I had to hear from guys? Like, seriously, like, legit. Guys, this is the highest paying job if you work hard and you work smart. If you half-ass it, it's probably not a very high paying job, and it can be very frustrating to many.
Agree. Clear. I got to pronounce it right. Clear.
Good morning, Mr. Martin. Thank you for this fantastic call. I put something in the chat that was just an aha to me. Liz knows that when we were in Jacksonville and making my calls was so important. However, in looking at the contacts in my phone rather than the contacts in my database, these are people who would possibly actually, if I called, my name would come up. So it was really kind of interesting in doing the numbers. I have 3,004 people in my phone. If I just make calls 20 days a month, 20 times 12, okay, equals 240. If I take the amount of people that are in my phone, 3,004 divided by 240, that's only 12 calls a day. If I can't pour into the lives of the people, 12 people a day, then I can't look at my husband and say, I've done my job. I mean, shit, I'm sorry. I kid you not. This has fired me up that in all of my years, I don't go through my phone. I've always used my database. However, things are changing and things
Claire,
are
can I share something with you?
Yeah, Tony.
Go through those 3,004 and identify the top 100 from 1 to 100. Who would become a walking billboard for you if you spent time, energy, and money on those people?
So Tony, I already have that list as my top 50, and I take them each week because there's 52 weeks in a year. So 50 weeks, I schedule an appointment with them and pour all over them. Ask Liz. She's one of my top 50.
Beautiful. So you already do the top 50. So for everyone else listening, once a year is okay, but 12 times a year to the top 100 or the top 50. I say I do the top 50, but I have 76. There's 26 people. I don't know how I'm going to get rid of because I love them. But Lee Tessie, our friend out of Baltimore, got me to go from 150 to 50, and I've cut it in half. Time, energy, money, like raising a child. We sell someone a house. We take that first phone call. They're about to be conceived. Think about this. They're about to be conceived. We show them properties. They're about 3 months in the womb. 6 months. We get the contract signed. They're about to become the birth. We get through the inspection. Now they're alive. We go through the appraisal. Now they're a toddler, 1 year old. We go to closing. They're 2 years old. And we never call them again. And we put our past customers up for adoption to a more skilled and more loving real estate parent. And in 4 or 5 years, they end up selling that house with someone else. And you say to yourself this: people in this world are not loyal. Do they know what I did for them 4.5 years ago? So here's the deal, guys. You think that you're just bad at follow-up or unorganized, or you just don't love it. But when you spend 30, 60 a year now to get someone a property, and you're their best buddy, and you talk football, and you actually act like you like Tom Brady, which is disgusting, but maybe you did. I would never do that. And you go to closing and you never call them again. They don't think you're disorganized. They think you're fake. They think you're fake. Don't be fake. Stay in contact with people. Do your job. Sorry,
Hey,
guys.
Tony,
Yep.
Tony and Fred, if anybody wants to stay on the call longer, I have to get off. But I want to thank everyone who participated in this call today. I want to just say, I'm so proud of you guys for taking the time to even stay on the call, taking the time to even be here, right? If you don't implement something, but you're here, you're showing up, sooner or later it may stick in and you may do it, right? You're going to do it. You're here for a reason. You're on this call for a reason. You want to do it, but maybe there's something holding you back. Maybe you need an extra push. Maybe you need someone to go with you. Maybe you just need a little bit of encouragement. Whatever it may be, get that filled quickly so you can get through it. So I have to go. Have an amazing weekend. Love seeing everybody here. So proud of every single one of you doing the things that's making an impact for you and your family. All right, I'm out.